Very. Having the election tonight?
Yeah. Mic is on. Resume. Fantastic. Okay. So, how many of you have met Shanita before? Super passionate alumni. You've definitely seen her around. Incredibly dynamic speaker, right? I am not as dynamic as her, but I'm going to try, okay? Yeah, you're like, okay. So this Saturday, the Illinois Tech Alumni Committee, do you want me to admit people that enter the waiting room?
Yeah, if you could, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know where the mouse is.
There it is. Okay. So on Saturday, I think we're good. Okay. So on Saturday, we have the 2024 Illinois Tech Global Gathering. Did any of you go to this last year? Okay. Sick. Good time, right? Thumbs up. You got to network. You got to learn some cool stuff. So this year, the theme is health intelligence transforming patient care. So we're going to have AI experts. We have some graduate student AI project showcases. And additionally, we have a whole slew of Illinois Tech alumni and other industry professionals that are going to be present. So it's going to be Saturday, November 16th, 6 p.m. to 9:30 at Kaplan. Something super cool for you all is that you really get to have 6 to 7 p.m. just to yourselves. We wanted to make sure that you have plenty of time to network, build connections, chat about internships, all of those opportunities. So that 6 p.m. time, if you mention it, and in fact you're like, I thought it started at 7, it's because we're giving you some extra time because we want you to be able to connect with alumni, find out about opportunities. We have over 250 people registered, which is pretty impressive for an event in November on Saturday night, right? So you do not want to miss it. You want to be there. So currently our country's represented, of course, talking SGA chairs in front of that. Perfect. I was going to pronounce that correctly. So we have Canada, China, France, Greece, India, Malaysia, Mexico, Rwanda, South Korea, Uruguay, and the United States. So we're coming together across different time zones. It's going to be a hybrid format, but the in-person component is going to be at Kaplan, right across the street, 6 p.m., 9:30 p.m., right across the street that way. You all know where Kaplan is, right? Good. You're not having it today. My jokes aren't landing. That's okay. So we are going to ensure that the Leap of Faith Technologies grad students, they're going to have kind of like their AI presentation, their tables, all of those things. And we wanted to create intentional time for you all as students to be able to network with them. So from 6 to 7 p.m., you're going to be hanging out with them. Then we go into our format. So our opening is going to be from Dr. Ekambadi, our university president, Bob Hull, who's the board of trustees and the chair of the alumni board. We have a keynote address from Dean Jennifer DeWinter, and then 3 additional presentations that are going to be 20-minute TED Talk style panels on healthcare and AI topics. Don't worry, there will be a 10-minute Q&A for each. Go back. How many of you are in Lewis College Science and Letters? Yes, so come say hi to your dean at the very least. Okay, and then Shanita, while she cannot be here tonight, she is our MC. She is one of the most dynamic people you will ever get to meet. So I strongly encourage you to really take some time to get to say hello to her, connect with her, and hear about all the work that she has done post-grad and all the experiences she had while she was at Illinois Tech. So here's your final reminder, Saturday, November 16th, 6 to 9:30, Health Intelligence Transforming Patient Care panelists. Panel number 1 is Ethical AI in Healthcare. We've got Sergio, who is the founder and CEO of Tackle. We also have Calvin Nobles, who is PhD, Portfolio VP, Dean, School of Cybersecurity and Information Technology, University of Maryland. So for those of you doing cybersecurity work, you want to go into a master's or a PhD program, great time to network. Panel 2 for AI for Health Equity. We have Georgia C. Benjamin, doctor, executive director for the American Public Health Association, joined by our very own Professor Kim Irwin, who is from the Institute of Design at Illinois Tech. Panel 3, really delving into some more of the AI aspects. So we have the CEO, Sabe, from Vivus, and then Nathan Broderick, who is the owner of AI Vector. And then if you're curious who's on this committee, we have Bob Hull, who is the chair of it, as well as a trustee member. Shanita, Natalie Champagne from Stewart, Michael Choi, myself, Bernie from Career Services, Zuli, George, Raymond, Tanya, Anne, Santosh, Joel, Ariel. We're a fun group. If you're ever gonna come to an event put on by a cross-sectional of the university, we're a blast. So it is a hybrid event. I know Derek has the link in the email, so again, I would love for you to be there in person, but if you have a couple other things happening, but you still want to participate, please know that you can do so virtually. And it is this Saturday, 2024, Illinois Tech Global Gathering, 6 to 9:30 p.m. Will I see you there? Mm-hmm. Perfect. And I think there were some questions in the chat, so let's see if I can answer any of them. Oh, good. I'm glad you'll be there, Nikila, and I'm glad we got it unmuted. All right. I think that is our last slide, so I will give back to Derek.
Thank you, Patrick. So with that, we're going to move on to our next piece, which was the Project Management and Excellence Club. Brody, do you want to come up here, or do you want to present from there? Let's see if I can find you right now.
It's in the reply. All right, good evening, everyone. So, as you guys remember, last session we had a vote on some student orgs, and a few of them didn't get through because we couldn't give them time. This is one of those, is the Project Management Excellence Club. Basically, it wants to provide skills and ideas for those in the project management industry through hands-on experience and industry-specific knowledge. Its purpose is to bridge the gap between stakeholders of projects and the technical workers that actually do the work. So basically, the guys that commission it and the guys that actually, build the things. The organization is currently collaborating and will collaborate with the Project Management Institute to have an educational environment for future project managers and provide certification training, plus resume building skills. These certifications and skills can be an exceptional opportunity for students to become successful in project management. In terms of recruitment, PMEC has a recruitment chair that is in charge of student outreach through various departments, and even with the career services at IIT. The org will host workshops, some competitive, to provide hands-on experience, as mentioned previously. Overall, the organization wants to create an educational environment that will benefit future project engineers today and in the future. I recommend them for approval.
And with that, we'll just move to any questions that you guys have for Brody.
Yes.
Are you the chair of the club?
I'm not.
Brody?
Okay, so can we see the members, like the executive members? Is that there?
It'll be in a different document. Probably fine.
Can. Let me see if I can find it. But if there's any other questions.
Email somewhere. It's one of the email address, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Do you remember which email I sent?
So this is the exec board of the organization. I spoke to the president and vice president, and project management. They're in project management, and they have come to me, talked about how they're different, and talked about how they want to create a space for project managers. Are there any questions on that end?
Any other questions for Brody? Do I have a motion to move to discussion? All right, we'll just go with the second. Do you guys have any points for discussion? Thank you, Brody. If you guys don't have any points for discussion, I just need a motion to move to previous question. Okay, perfect. Bolu, will you release the voting form on that? And Naya, it's your turn. So Naya's presenting an amendment for Finance Board and the Finance Board bylaws.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Naya. Basically, this resolution is to kind of implement a position of executive administrator to Finance Board. The past couple of weeks, Mohit and I, who is my vice chair, have been thinking about how we want to move forward with Finance Board, especially going into the next semester. And so we kind of came up with the idea to implement a new position that would kind of act as a secretary to Finance Board. And this would be mostly for like organizational purposes. And And so it's kind of described in here. They would basically help with like email management, so making sure that we're getting back to organizations like in a timely manner through email, and then meeting coordination, meeting minutes, our ledger management, and then also collaboration with our SAF reports, which we send out to all the organizations after allocations are sent out. And then executive administrator would be a non-voting position. So they like wouldn't meet with any organizations and they wouldn't help give any allocation. They would specifically be there just for the organization and upkeep of finance board. And then also included in this resolution, it basically just says that like any bylaws that are passed without finance board's acknowledgement or consent will most likely not be followed, as we have our own bylaws that we update regularly with the consent of the whole entire board. So that's kind of just like to kind of nail that. And then I'm open to questions if you guys have any. And then obviously Ruth Tom is over there. He's a finance board advisor, and Andrew. If you guys have any questions?
We'll just move straight to the question period. And if you guys want to read this, it's under the Senate agendas. And then she also included the copy of the edited bylaws if you guys want to read that as well. But you don't really have to. Are there any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to move to discussion? Any discussion points, or are we good to move on to voting?
Question with previous question.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Naya. That. Okay, so our last two topics are both discussing liaisons. So for the finance board, they're going to be conducting interviews for their members. What do you call them? Advisors, thank you. And as a part of our bylaws, we're required to have 2 non-voting senators sit in on those. So is there anybody here who is willing to self-nominate themselves to sit in on these interviews? You would work with Naya, and I don't think it would be a huge time commitment. Naya, what do you think? Maybe. Yeah. So. Are not long. Yeah. So if there are 2 people who would just like to raise their hand right now, and we can just approve them with a show of hands. Eileen, you would like to volunteer? Rutam, would you like to volunteer? Okay. Is anybody opposed to Rutam and Eileen being our finance board liaisons? I see none opposed. I don't hear any opposed online. So by a show of hands, anybody opposed to Yaelin and Rutam serving as finance board advisors for the remainder of this school year? No? All right, we're good. And then liaison to the press. I already talked kind of to Meenakshi and Jordan. I don't think we'll make it official until we figure out how it's going to work exactly. But from that end, I think we're good on voting items. We're just going to move on to committee reports. And I will start by inviting Yaelin forward to share some information on the food advisory board.
We're having our last food advisory board for this semester next Thursday at 4:30 p.m. to 5:15 p.m. Everyone's welcome to join. I post the info to join in the campus life committee section in the Slack. But there is a $15 coupon that you could use for any dining place. But in order to get it, you have to be punctual to the meeting, show up on time, and also speak and give advice. That's the whole reason that we have these meetings, to give feedback. And if you don't give feedback but also expect the $15, that's not gonna work. That feedback could be anything. You could just recommend food you want to see, things you want to change. Last time someone talked about a different food on the weekends, and they talked to their everyone that's working in food to change and update that.
Yeah, so pretty much everything cool and new in the commons was brought by people bringing it up in the food advisory board meetings. I think the pancake maker, waffle makers, like almost anything that you can imagine, just having steamed rice all the time was just from somebody who was like, hey, I want steamed rice more often. And they're like, okay. So it's a really powerful thing and they actually do listen to you. So I would encourage you guys to go. Thank you, Amy. And then Andrew, who do we have first? Did you send me all of them?
Ushan, DP, oh, Ushan's on there? Okay. We can have the DPs who are present here come first, and then Andrew give a brief report on the other committee reports.
Who's present?
Naya.
Perfect.
You're already warmed up, so I figured it was fine.
Sorry, I haven't looked at this in a while.
I don't know why it's dark.
No, it's fine. Okay. Okay, hi guys. This is our committee report for Finance Board. This semester, we've allocated a little over $507,000 to all of like the 120 organizations that requested SAF funds this semester. And then we also were able to conduct special hearings for orgs such as SAE, and BSU. We were able to draft new policies. So kind of, I think our main focus was obviously kind of being more concrete with our Greek life policies. And then also just like really solidifying other policies that were kind of like ambiguous in reading them so that it's kind of easier for orgs when they're looking at those. We made a new budget template, and we did that especially with like the switch to Microsoft that we're about to go through, so that it's easier for advisors to look at the budgets also. And then we opened up early budget requests for orgs. This was a few weeks ago. Those ended last week. And so we're going through those requests now, and we're going to have our hearing this weekend. Our goals for November are get new advisors, go through our budget requests for early spring 25, and then navigate the Microsoft transition. For getting new advisors, I spoke to a lot of you in the beginning of the semester or after elections. You said you were interested in being a finance board advisor and you guys didn't fill out the form, and I took it very personal. So Mohan and I extended the date for applications to the 16th, and so I sent it in the Slack, I think in the announcements channel. If you guys wanna, it's a little QR code, you guys can fill that out. Or if you guys have questions about the role, if you're still thinking about it, you can obviously ask me or just send me a message on there.
And you guys do have to be in good standing with your Senate committee in order to serve, so keep that in mind. But yeah, definitely do it. Thank you, Nat. Brody?
Yes, Brody. Hello again, everybody. So, last month for October, the Commanders Light Committee has done these following things. We have reactivated the Food Advisory Board with Patrick and Chartwells, as you have probably guessed. We have redefined the process for approving student orgs, since we just did that recently. We began processing student organizations and approved the slate, and had our first meetings regarding the spring concert. Thank you to those of you who went to that. That helps. Our goals for November are to begin internal search for a new chair, which is why I'm up here now, because we need a new chair. We're going to continue to improve the Food Advisory Board, have a second concert meeting, which we just did, and respond to all organizations that are tabled or denied. Are there any questions concerning those?
Sweet. Thank you, Brody. All right. Shreya, you're up.
I will have my team members to speak because they have done most of the research thing, so I will let them.
Absolutely. You can just scroll on that platform.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Krishna. And for the last month, we did the.
So sorry.
For the last month, we did the website screening, and we find some of the things in that. Like for the events, they have just given a form that we need to fill. There are no, like ground rules. Like we got some complaints from, I guess, from various teams. So we need to improve in that. So we did the website screening, first of all, to make sure that people arranging the events make sure about.
Will you admit, probably?
So the people, organizing events could stick to the ground rules about the cleanliness and everything. Then for, we decided we'll give some feedback forms to know the issues that are going on the campus. And also we need some changes in the scholarship and academic services and the Title IX policies, because the documents are so, so lengthy to read, and I don't think so it's proper to, it's not clarified, like we need to change them. So we'll work on that for now. And for November, I would like to call Karthik and say what are we doing.
So basically, the committee went through the IIT student handbook and also like the DEI policies that are posted on the website, and basically like screened through like a lot of problems that were reported by organizations such as like PRISM or BSU. So that's what like these are like the summarized version of what we can help improve on, or like help so that they can take action. That's a summary.
Hi guys. Before that, one more point. Like we have just sent a mail to the main DEI committee regarding the points which is there in our committee, and also we're gonna request for the collab events with the DEI committee. So still we are waiting for the response from them. And our goals for November is we're gonna collaborate with Alpha Psi Lambda X chapter, which is a co-ed Latin frat. So we also get to know that there are existing events, and also we're gonna collab with them and gonna do more events with them. Yeah, it's still in the progress, and I hope we're gonna do this. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
A small announcement to make that I have chosen a vice chair for my team. That is Krishna Patel will be handing over the vice chair position.
Thank you. Any questions for Shreya at all? What do we have left? Ishan, are you there for academic affairs? Or Ajay?
Andrew, you wanna go give Ishan and Ajay's? Ajay's.
Which one's on the call? Ajay is.
Oh,
Hello. Hi, Derek.
There you go.
Should I present my Okay, I can't. I joined through my mobile.
Sounds good.
Uh,
Go ahead.
okay, hello everyone. In October, we conducted an event, outdoor movie night, with the collaboration of Film Club. We screened Donnie Darko movie on October 25th. So we did for that we had so many meetings with our team members. We had around 5 meetings for the event. Our senators like Nikhil took charge for the food arrangement. Manasvi oversaw designing posters for our event. Kirtiraj helped us to create video for promotions and everything. Prolika and Vision took care of decoration, turning the outdoor spaces into a cozy and good venue. And for the November, we are looking to conduct an seminar with Professor Raj Krishnan if the budget is approved by the finance board. If not, we are planning to move the event for the next semester in January. Yeah.
All right. Any questions for Ajay?
You don't really need to share those. Academic affairs and research affairs have nothing to report. Goals are up there. That's it for them.
I want to share something with the academic affairs. We had a meeting with if you have seen or heard about UFC meetings, so which Jacob used to conduct last semester with the treasurer of the college. So Promila Dhar is the professor who conducted the UFC meeting, and me and Ishan provided her feedbacks regarding academic issues. So I forgot to CC Derek and rest to the email, but the meeting happened with the treasurer on Monday, and the issues were sent out in a Google Doc form, and it was addressed. So Pramila will come back to us with the insights and also the information that the academic affairs will take on resolving those issues. So if you mind, I can share what the issues that we have presented.
Share on the Slack. Also, like just give a brief description.
The first issue was like at Illinois Tech, every student should have the privilege of choosing the subjects and the professor. So we have been facing this issue since a long time, where students they face two types of error. One is server error, that is a technical issue which is managed by OTS, which the college would need to take care. But the issue that we have solved is like there are instances where there are two professors for a subject and the curriculum is completely different. Like let's say for a subject called maths, calculus 1, there would be two professors would be teaching completely different curriculum, which is not accepted by the college. So there should be a regular like a curriculum that should be overviewed or reviewed by the college first, and then the professors would have to go and teach. Like any of the professors of the same subject would have to teach the same curriculum, not different. So that was the first thing. The second thing was to waive the prerequisites. So there have been issues where students have been facing issues to waive their prerequisites, or they don't have the insights on how to do that. So there are several requests that Pramila Dhar also got regarding those things. She is very well aware that the students of IIT face a lot of issues, like the undergrads face a lot of issues of prerequisites when they go into their co-term programs. So that issue would be like addressed very soon. And the third would be like there are departments like the architecture or the design schools who are overwhelmed with a lot of stuff. Like I know architecture has like a studio courses, which is 3 to 4 hour course on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And they have extra credits like I think design school has 56 credits, whereas a CS or an EC grad, I'm talking about the grad program, so they have like 30 credits. So there's a difference of 26 credits that the students of design or the architecture has to go through. And we have proposed to combine like redundant subjects. So there are many redundant subjects in both the departments that a student like studies every semester. So to combine those subjects and to bring down the credits so that the student don't have to go through financial burden of studying so many subjects. And for undergrad, Promila Dhar told me that the credits were reduced from 127 to 120. That happened, and the college is also considering reducing those 120 to maybe less than 100. So that would be one thing that we have proposed to the college.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah. So the previous process of the HCA helped last year to bring down those credits from 126 to 120. So how those credits are coming in is like the major credits right now are mostly the same for every college, but the core curriculum, which would include like the freshman and the sophomore year classes like Math 1, Math 2, Physics 1, Physics 2, and then the humanities and the social science classes. Those are the ones they kind of are like revising actively right now in the UFC, and they asked our help. That's what those meetings are about with academic affairs in the UFC. So instead of just like basic humanities classes where people can choose whatever they want, it's more like skill based. It's like the classes will help like soft skills in like the corporate industry, but they're still figuring those out. So that's why we need your input. We'll like send out surveys that the UFC is working on us with that they can like share with the college. So because most of you guys are freshmen and like sophomores, these actively like impact you. You might, if we get those passed, we might even like get faster graduation rates if those credits are brought down. So that's one of the things we can work on. This is the other announcement that I had. So the SAC, the Student Athletic Advisory Council, they're working on the Cans Across the Conference. It's like a charity where people are donating either money or canned food, and they have boxes in Keating, and like I'm trying to get boxes in MTCC and Kaplan right now. And it's kind of like an inter-school competition. So whichever SAG gets the most amount of like donations, they win like a prize from the conference. So I'll post that. I'll post the QR code and this poster on the site, and you guys can like help me share the stories, or you guys can help me get it to like different organizations or like the fraternities if they want to like participate in this charity. Okay, perfect. That's all for me.
Sweet. All we have is open floor. Is anybody here to speak about something on open floor tonight? We're good. And with that,
Sorry, one last thing. Next semester, I don't know how many of you guys know about the SGA banquet, the research banquet that we had last year. We invited like students, all the different organizations who completed their research or like are conducting research over the past year, and we invited alumni and trustees. So like it hasn't been done before, like a program, like an event where trustees are involved and alumni are involved with active students. So we're gonna do another one. It was off campus last semester. We're gonna do another one next spring. So I'm kind of making like a committee to have to manage or like to plan the whole event. So we're gonna start the planning probably next week over the winter, and then have it like finished before, so we can submit a budget. So if you guys are interested, just like put it on the site. I'll probably drop a message, and you guys just can like it. Let me know. Okay. Sorry, Derek.
you're good. With that, do I have a motion for adjournment? Second. Perfect. All right, and I'll see you guys Saturday evening, maybe. Next week's our last meeting, so I'll see you guys next week.